People who try to shrink you are holding you back. They don't want you to be yourself. Be yourself, but not that version. Be yourself, but not too much. Being yourself is not this like self-help slogan. I find it to be a type of rebellion. There is nothing noble about not being yourself and about keeping yourself small. Period. If you've ever shown up as yourself and you felt people pull away, I think this video is for you. Have you ever been told to just be yourself only to be punished for it? Like, not long ago I was in a relationship. It's not really like our responsibility to understand people like this. It's important to remember that. But like, these people, they do not disappear. That's what nothing could have prepared me for. Like, time and time again, as I have grown, people have told me to be myself. And the more that I became myself and remembered myself, the more that my boyfriend pulled back. Boyfriend of that time. It was like watching my own identity shrink in order to keep the peace, because when he was not at peace, I was experiencing this like inner chaos. When people clapped for me, when people rooted for me, I did feel more powerful, as I should. His fear of my power and autonomy reflected, I believe, a version of himself that he did not want to see, that he avoided, because he had given up on his own growth like a long time ago. I knew that I hadn't grown and I needed to take a step to growth, which started out by taking French immersion classes, painting again, an effort to like meet new people. The more that I embraced myself, the more other people raised me up, which is something I didn't see from him. Because as people did that, the more he feared that he would lose me. He tried to take me down a notch by criticizing me. But I wasn't a bird meant to be kept within the constraints of this like cage. And I want you to know that you are not either. I walked away from that relationship, which should go without saying, because people who try to shrink you are holding you back. As kids, we were told from a very young age, just be yourself. But somewhere along the way, I think that adults started adding this like invisible fine print. At 17, I got accepted into every university I applied to. For the first time, I was learning like who I was, sharing ideas, my curiosity, starting to believe in my own potential. It's a grief, the losses and failure in life that you've suffered through, but you've survived because you are still here watching this today. Even at times you've had one foot off the ledge. You thought that these things made you unlikable and unattractive the way that I have felt that way. Or maybe it was that they didn't really believe in themselves. Maybe they saw my potential as sort of a reflection of what they'd never achieved, or what they wished they had achieved, even though like I didn't even know what I wanted to achieve at that time. I just wanted to grow into myself. Time and time again, as I have grown, people have told me to be myself, only to tell me to like not really be myself, stay still, stagnation, to be comfortable. And that's like, in my view, not really a good approach. It's not for me. When I look back at these themes now, I see it as some sort of like subconscious feeling, which comes from maybe this like quiet ache of never having chosen themselves. Look, I think that wearing a mask is fun if it's in the spirit of Halloween, but taking it off in real life, you might notice that the room tends to get quieter. The mask you wear might make life easier in the short term, but when you pull it off, there will be consequences, and I think those consequences are worth it. People will stare. Get used to it. Some will even leave. But the version that you meet when you drop that mask, that is the one with power. That version of yourself is the one that opens doors instead of closes them or keeps them closed. The easiest version of you, this agreeable, half real one, made people feel safe, but the truth is that it's natural for humans to fear change. What if all the difficult chapters, because we all experience them, possibly like isolation, loss, grief, fear, were actually the training for who you are meant to become? There's a study called Suffering, Authenticity, and the Meaning of Life. It found that people who make sense of their pain often develop a stronger sense of self-purpose. If you have suffered in life, it might have felt like you were being punished, but I guess my message is consider it a dress rehearsal for what you came here to do. Like, I think the universe was training you to be the realest version of yourself, because you cannot fake authenticity. People sense that. Humans are wired for truth, and when you choose the truth, you are choosing peace. You are gaining peace, even at the cost of like losing comfort. I don't think that you have to be extraordinary or you have to start out as extraordinary. You are meant to become extraordinary, but in order to do that, you have to start you. There's nothing outrageous about that. There is nothing radical about wanting to be yourself. So don't let people mislead you into thinking anything otherwise. Pick one part of your story that you've hidden. Maybe it's messy. Maybe it's something that you don't want to share. What would change if you started to be yourself and you stopped editing yourself? I think that sometimes the parts of us that we hide are the parts of us that other people need the most. And your honesty might be someone else's permission to be themselves, to slip, to crawl out from this rock that they've been living under. I'm tired, and this is like so not scripted, but this is still being myself. And I want you to know that being yourself is not safe. I'm not here to frame it as picture perfect, because it's anything but. Being yourself, I think it's sacred. And I think that once you've met your real self, you will not want to go back. Because when you walk through the world as you are, online, offline, like everywhere, you stop chasing belonging and you start creating it. I would just urge you, I would implore you to tell your own story, because if you don't, someone else is going to try and tell it for you. And trust me when I say that when they do so, they will get it wrong. So you might as well create your own narrative by being yourself in the most organic way possible. Also, I would implore you to look around and recognize the people who told you to be yourself, only to tell you to stop being that version of yourself. What does that even mean? It doesn't make you weak. It's one of the most powerful things you can ever do for yourself in your life. It makes you hold yourself accountable to yourself. And if people don't like it, great. Perfect. Sometimes it's the best way to filter through the trash and find the right people, like your tribe. The ones who really want you to be yourself and do not feel threatened by it. And if you're already on that track, if you're even just considering it, congratulations, you have stepped off the path that other people made for you, and onto the one that you are choosing for yourself. Thanks for listening.